Today we're going to look at some 2 times, 4 times, and 8 times table tips. Let's start with the 2, shall we? Now, I know it might seem easy and obvious, but the 2 times tables can be approached a couple of ways. Now, one of the most common ways is you can use your hand and imagine you are counting, skip counting in 2s, as you can see here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if we did that, and let's say we wanted to do 4, you could easily do 2, 4, 6, 8. And how do you know that is? Well, it's quite simple. As you can see here, you've counted out 4 times 2, which gives you 8. And that's quite easy because the 4 fingers here is the 4 groups of 2, which gives you 8. But I'd like to show you another way, and I think this way is more important as you move on, because you need to know how to double numbers. So just note that what happens in the 2 times table is that you simply double, and then what happens? You get your answer. Now, what numbers do you think I'm doubling here? Well, really, if you look at it, I'm doubling the numbers that are being multiplied by the 2. So in this case, it's these numbers. All of these numbers here. Trying to do this as neatly as possible. All of these numbers here. Double 1 is 2. Double 2 is 4. Double 3 is 6. Double 4 is 8. Double 5 is 10. Double 6 is 12. Double 7 is 14, and so on. Now, there are some numbers that are obvious. Stay tuned for the 10 and 11 times table tips, and also the 12 as a separate one, where you'll easily see that when you multiply any number by 10, you actually just add a 0. And that's a quick way to calculate. But that's because it's 10 times more. But that's a different video. Okay, so let's have a look here. I think now that we've got this idea of doubling all these numbers, let's look at the tip for the 4 times table, because all of these are related actually. Oh, one other thing. What do you notice about the answers? Yeah, they're all even numbers. So if it ends in a 0, or these numbers are single digits so they don't end in anything, if it's a 0 or an even number, or ends in a 0 or ends in an even number like they do here, ends in a 0, ends in an even number, ends in an even number, then it's an even number. So let's have a look at the 4 times table trick. This idea of doubling is very, very important, and we're going to do it again. So here, essentially what happens again with these numbers is we double, then double again, and then we get the answer. I think I'm running out of room here, but let's give it a go. Let's start with the most obvious, okay? Double 1 is 2. Double 2 is 4. Okay? So the final double gives you the answer. So let's have a look. Double 2 is 4. And double 4 is 8. So you can see here I am doing the answers for here and here. Double 3 is 6. And double 6, you guessed it, is 12. Let's keep going. Double 4 is 8. And double 8, I'll do that in the right color. Double 4 is 8. And double 8 is 16. Double, double. So the trick for the 2 times table is double. And the trick for the 4 times table is double, double. Okay, let's move on. Now you may know the 5 times tables. You can skip count on those like you can with the 2s. Skip count using your hands. 5, 10, 15, 20. I just used 4 fingers and skip counted 5 and it gave me 20, and that's fine. But you can also double this and you'll see that it works. So let's give it a try. Double 5 is 10. Double 10 is 20. And so on and so on. And what happens when we get to the 10 times table? We just add a 0 to the 4 and it will give us 40. Quick way to remember. And the 11 times table is pretty good as well. Notice the pattern that there is a 2 here. 2 times 11 is 22. There are other ways of thinking about that, but we'll do that when we look at the 10 and 11 times table. I'd like you to go to ones that get a little more tricky. So how about when we get to this one? So we know that double 8 is 16. But in your head, you may not be that good at doubling, and you may think, well, what's double 16? Well, it is 32. I will write that. Double 16 is 32. But there are a couple of ways to do this, and this is why it's important to try to efficiently learn how to double. So what is 16? 16 is 10 plus 6. That really is not a 1, is it? Because you know in your place value that's really a 10, because it's the tens place value. That's why it's 10. And of course these are the ones, so it's only 6 ones. If we double this, we break up the 16 and we double this, we know this one, that's easy. Double 10, well, that's 20. And double 6, well, that's 12. That's a bit easier, isn't it? And you think, well, in my head that's still a bit tricky, but then you can just skip count. 20 and the 10, that's 30, and then you skip count on 32. 20, 30, 32. So as you do that more and more in your head, you'll get better at it. So I encourage you to give that a try. We'll try one more. Let's do the 9 in the same way. Okay? Get rid of this. Use the right tool here. That looked like it worked. Okay, now we'll get the same color going as well. I think we were using red. Double 9 is 18. As we can see over here, 2 times 9, you double the 9 is 18. But then you think, wow, what's double 18? Let's do the same as what we did the last time. So 18 is really just 10 plus 8, isn't it? So what's double 10? We did that before, is 20. What's double 8? Well, that's not too hard, that's 16. And then we can skip count, because that's a 10 there, isn't it? It's not a 1. So 20, 36. So double 18 is 36. Double 9 is 18, double 18 is 36. Double, double, answer. Okay, and we'll do it again. Double, double, answer. Double, double, answer. Just to give you that idea.